Some builds don't fail because of money. They don't fail because of skill. They fail because the car and the vision never matched in the first place. And if you don't understand that early, you can lose years. If you're new here, my name's Johnny Ngo. I've built wide-body show cars, track-ready cars. I've had cars featured in SEMA. I've had builds that stalled before they even really began. And today, we're talking about the first decision that quietly determines everything. Most people don't choose a car based on vision. They choose based on availability. It's what's cheap, it's what's in their driveway, it's what was handed down by family. And then they try to force a car into a dream it was never designed to support. Now let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with building something unconventional. But there is a difference between building something unique and fighting physics. Trying to turn a heavy front-wheel drive commuter sedan into a track monster, or trying to turn a comfort-oriented family car into a hardcore aero show build. You can do it, but you're signing up for resistance. This isn't about aftermarket support. It's about foundational DNA. Is the chassis performance-oriented? Is the weight distribution cooperative? Is the suspension geometry built for aggression? Because if the base architecture fights your goal, everything becomes harder. And harder kills momentum. Now let's address a part people always bring up. Yes, it's possible. An advanced build that can turn a family sedan into a track monster. Someone with years of fabrication experience can turn a minivan into an aero showpiece. But here's why they can do it. They already understand what they're signing up for. They know they're going to have to re-engineer suspension geometry. They know they're going to fight weight. They know they're going to be fabricating parts that don't exist. They know the timeline will stretch. They're not surprised by resistance. That's the difference. If you're early in your journey and you choose the hardest possible platform, you're not being visionary. You're being overwhelmed. Build on hard mode on purpose. Don't accidentally inherit it. When I had my MR2, the problem wasn't the platform. It had support, it had community, it had potential. The problem was me. I was in a stage in my life where I was trying to keep everything running. Every dollar went to maintenance. Every weekend went to fixing something. I never even got to the vision stage. The car taught me something important. Sometimes the wrong car isn't wrong because of the car. It's wrong because of your current capacity. And if your life stage can't support the build stage, the dream never even gets off the ground. That's alignment too. The Lotus didn't have massive aftermarket support. I had to fabricate, I had to design, I had to figure things out. But here's what it did have. It was lightweight, it was mid-engine, it was performance focused from day one. The DNA matched my vision. I wasn't trying to turn it into something unnatural. I was amplifying what it already was. That's the difference. When the car's core identity aligns with your build identity, even limited support becomes manageable. Because you're not fighting the platform, you're evolving it. If you're choosing a project car, ask yourself 4 things. What is this car designed to be? Not what you want it to be. What was it engineered to do? Performance car, luxury cruiser, economy commuter? Start there. Number 2 is, what stage am I in as a builder? Are you learning? Are you experimenting? Are you refining? Or are you building statements? Don't pick a platform that requires advanced fabrication if you're still learning the basic systems. Grow into difficulty. Number 3 is, does this platform amplify my vision or contradict it? If you want lightweight and responsive, start lightweight. If you want aggressive aero, start with proportions that support aero. If you want OEM plus, start with something that already has strong design language. Work with the architecture. Number 4 is, can I sustain this long term? Money, time, skill, energy. The car will either support your momentum or slowly drain it. Choose the one that keeps you building. Your car is not just a machine, it's an extension of your identity. If you're trying to build something that doesn't reflect who you are, motivation fades. The Celica matched who I was becoming at that stage. The Lotus matched who I was growing into. The MR2 matched who I was at the time, but my capacity didn't. The right car is about timing as much as platform. The right project car isn't the cheapest. It isn't the rarest. It isn't the most popular. It's the one that aligns with your vision, your skill, your stage, and the car's DNA. Because when alignment exists, progress compounds and builds survive. Pick the right foundation. Because once the foundation is right, every modification either strengthens your vision or slowly pulls you off course. And that's what we're talking about next. How to tell if a mod actually supports your build or just fills space. This is Tuner Playbook, a guide for dreamers to build something extraordinary. Let's go get it.